Yo, check it. What's good? What's happening? Welcome back to another episode of Yo, Check It. Here with your boy, with JERiCK. And once again, we got on. Last time I said we got on Rafi.
What's up, guys?
Last time,
What's
yo,
up?
I learned.
What's up, world? Your
How you
boy
been,
Raph
man?
is back.
Get closer, dude. Don't
Oh.
be scared. Don't
Oh.
be scared.
It's okay.
Oh, you guys trying to get intimate? What's up?
Yeah.
So I do nice slow jams, bro.
Hey, what perfect guest for Sunday night?
Technically, it's Monday morning.
Yeah,
Monday morning, slow jams.
What day is it today?
Today,
today's Thursday.
Thursday.
Today's
So
Thursday.
we're, like,
But when you
all
guys
off.
are listening,
It'll be Monday.
or whatever day you guys listen. Doesn't matter.
So maybe they are listening, and it is Thursday.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's true.
well, shouts out to whoever's listening. We always appreciate, hopping on our show here.
Yeah, everybody drive safe, please.
Yo, yeah, it's crazy. It's snowing out there. I mean, it's nice to have like snow. It's good for the weather, good for water and stuff. But dang, I'm not a fan of driving in the snow.
Definitely not. That's how I
Ah.
lost my Subaru, man. We won't talk about that.
Oh.
But maybe we'll bring it up
Maybe.
depending on our topic today. But did we do the 2 questions last time with Rafi?
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did.
we did.
Yeah, we were talking about his
Oh,
current
yeah.
obsessions that time.
Oh yeah.
So it's good.
So I guess we don't necessarily have to go with that.
Well, we don't have to introduce him. Everybody knows him. Come
And-
on, this guy's memorable.
Yeah. You guys know me.
Did,
Yeah.
did anybody come up to you and talk to you about that show?
Conspiracies.
That episode.
Anybody come talk to you about conspiracies?
Main one that people would know is Jeff Burnett.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he loved that episode.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I bet he did.
Why? What did he say?
He just loved what we talked about and how we talked. Like he just loved the
The
entire
conspiracies.
Did,
you mean?
did you get into a deep talk with him with conspiracies or what?
No, he was more just like encouraging me to have my own podcast. Like,
Bro, why don't you? You know what I'm saying?
I'm planning on it, man. But
Hey.
it's kind of hard with all this
No,
stuff going on.
I
So
feel you,
once
I
I
feel
get
you.
back on track, that's definitely
Nice,
writing
dude.
some of that down here right now.
Yeah, you
so-
got a special notebook.
Hell yeah. You know what they say? Write your dreams down because when you write them down, they become goals.
It means like a lot more when you write it down.
It means business,
Like
boys.
you kind of feel it.
Ready.
You feel yourself writing those words down.
Yeah.
And it almost like into manifesting it. So
Yeah,
it could
manifest
be really
that.
powerful. It could be really powerful. I didn't always do it. That's why I'm doing it now. You know what I mean?
Hey man, I'm
Because-
proud of you though.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you doing
it's
that
just
stuff.
changing your mindset and because I keep down all this stuff, but then I keep seeing all my other friends that have
Yeah.
that are teaching me hey, you gotta chill, you gotta trust it.
Yeah.
And
Trust the
then-
process and
and
stuff.
just the way they do things. I'm like, well, man, I really gotta look at the way I do things
Mm.
because I want to be like them. It's so inspiring to see people who are in tuned in ways that you're not. You know
Yeah.
what
I mean, check JERiCK out, man. Oh God. This guy.
Yo, check it.
Yo, check it. But I mean, that's why we're all friends, right? You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So
We're all just I'm excited to see you succeed. You know what I'm saying?
thanks, man.
There's no opposite of that because I know you're gonna succeed.
Thank you, man.
I feel it, I feel
appreciate
it.
that.
Only a matter of
appreciate
time, dude. You
Yeah.
just gotta do, but you gotta do the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, to be honest, a lot of people get inspired by a lot of famous people,
Yeah.
big names. But for someone like me, I'm more moved by what the people that I know personally are doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I see what JERiCK's doing, when I see what my other dance friends are doing,
Yeah.
or people who like Javon, dude. You
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
I mean? It's just
crazy.
inspiring. I push for anyone who's trying to better other people and
Mhm.
themselves,
Yeah.
why not?
I mean, people sit there and they'll look at all these social media and they're like, oh dang, Carly Rae Jepsen just did this. I don't know. I don't know why she's the first name off of my head. But anyways,
yeah.
you're just like, oh dang. But I mean, these are superstar musicians.
Yeah.
They're always being
Yeah.
watched and stuff.
Yeah.
For me, none of that matters because for them it's free publicity. But
Right.
for people
They're already somewhat
Yeah.
over there,
so I mean,
what
and then for me it's not that special because you have all this money and you are just not doing this thing.
Yeah.
If you had all this money, if you tell me you know what's cool right now? These people all these big name people, they're donating money to all these causes.
Yeah.
You know,
the Australian
Australia, yeah,
fires,
dude, yeah,
the tall volcano.
yeah. I'm so proud of them. I'm proud of all these people
Yeah.
because helping other people out you're a big name helping other people out. That's inspiring in itself. Like those are the things I like watching.
You just, I mean, there are certain people who realize that it becomes bigger than a donation. It becomes more than a tax break.
Yeah.
Because if your intent is to really help people, then that energy spreads. That positive energy spreads. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? So
I agree.
I mean, also when you give too, like
yeah,
comes
it just
back.
comes back.
Yeah.
You never know
like
how
that
it comes back.
saying,
man.
it's like
Yeah.
you give one and then comes back like tenfold or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I used to, or well, like I would go to church, right? And the pastor would be like, "Yo, don't always give, because if you don't give, you're blocking the blessings that come back." You know,
Yeah.
those are things that you don't want. I mean, like if you're not like religious or anything out there, like it's not just like blessings. It's like um, good fortune. Like the world there is like I believe that there's like something out there. It's like, oh well, like good will always go back to good.
Yeah.
So
Um, kind of random. I know you guys love Joe Rogan. He just had this dude who came on like a couple days ago, and it's a guy who basically crossed the entire country of China, but
Yeah.
like didn't pay for shit. Like
what?
he was just counting on people's kindness,
Mhm.
and it literally
I
like
s- I think I saw a video like that. Is that the same guy?
it might be it's like Ash something.
I mean, I don't remember the name, but
Yeah.
it was a video of a guy. He was just traveling with no money, and then he was kind of just relying on.
People's kindness.
Kindness,
People.
Yeah.
kindness of people. Isn't
Yeah.
that also on Yes Theory, that one YouTube?
Probably.
Oh man, yeah, because like they're like, hey, look, I don't have any money on me. I'm just trying to get to this destination. I mean, I'll work for you. I'll do this, whatever you
Yeah.
need me to do. And like some people, just out of the kindness of their heart, they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I got
Yeah.
you.
I guess I should put it in a little bit of context too. That guy that I was talking about, the part of China he went to was like, it's not like the city areas.
Yeah.
It was like rural. It was like small villages. Some of them were even like hunting, like
Oh, for
that
real?
that kind
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
like hunting for food type survival shit.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And like, so that was the area of China. It wasn't like through the city or anything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
So when we say like he was taken in by all these families, we're talking about those type of people. So
No.
which
Yeah.
is still like really awesome because those are the people we never hear about. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think it's like one of those things too. Like when you don't have a lot, I feel like you kind of know what it's like
Mhm.
being in need. So you tend to feel like you
Oh.
should give.
Funny you bring that up. So I've been working all these temp jobs recently. The one gig I'm doing right now is we're delivering like these high end mattresses to like all these $1 million houses.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And brother, like it saddens me sometimes because like you can see how entitled some people are and
Oh, bro.
how different their energy is. And then there's you encounter some folks, you're like, okay, I get how you got this house because look at your energy. Look, like I'm just a delivery guy and you like got me this juice, you gave me a good tip. Like
Yeah.
you can just see like how different people's intentions are.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like it's crazy that you bring that up, man, because that really like doing that temp job right now really is like
Humbling, right?
it's very humbling,
I feel that.
especially like when you see these like $5 million houses.
Yeah.
Even if it's a 1.2, you're like, what the
Because you don't even know like their background too. They could have
Yeah.
been really poor at some point,
Right.
and then they
Right.
all of a
Hustle.
sudden they got
Hustle.
Right.
Yeah.
you know.
yeah.
But I mean, people up there too need to like. I think it'd be nice for people up there to take a minute to like take all of their it'd be cool. Take all of their current possessions or whatever, and like not think about it for a moment. Like literally go out into like all these like low income
Yeah.
places in the world and just spend some time just like without that much money.
Yeah. Dude,
like literally $5,000 in your pocket. Try to live in this area.
I literally like it made me go back to when I was living in the Philippines with
Yeah.
just my mom and like the struggles that we went through and like this kid's barely 17 and is getting like a $5,000 bed
Yeah, yeah.
and like has all this shit and I'm like, damn, like there's a part of me that's curious like what is life like growing up like that? But then it's like I'm also like I appreciate the lessons that I learned at such a young age of
Mhm.
like how to treat other people, how to treat your friends, how to treat family
Yeah.
just from watching my mom, you know what I mean? And like those tough times. So it's kind of like it's just crazy to see like the two ends of the extremes. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it's hard. It's like actually kind of sad. Nobody really like understands how to wear those kinds of shoes. You know, people who, I mean, maybe they know, maybe they don't. Maybe they did, maybe they were wearing those shoes, but like to just humble yourself and to understand like the struggles everybody else is facing.
right?
Oh,
Right.
You got to keep yourself grounded.
keep yourself grounded. You know, some people like look down upon like people trying to like on the come up or
Yeah.
trying to be on the come up.
Mhm.
Um, like mainly, but I mean, I think if you see the hustle, right? If you see the hustle, like there shouldn't even be
Yeah.
a second thought. It's like, oh man,
Right.
this person's hustling. Like,
Right.
like don't look down on them. Like,
I
let them
mean,
do
I
their thing.
really pride myself. Like, bro, I don't have any enemies.
yeah,
Like I can proudly say like I don't have any enemies. I can't think of a person that has. I mean, I guess other than my crazy stepdad, right? But
yeah,
that's one person, which doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. But I can't, in my heart, I don't have any enemies. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
even with him, it's like he has his own like personal stuff that he just can't get over with me. You know, like me being in the cannabis industry, like
yeah.
he basically didn't let me hang out with my sisters and shit, which I get it. But I also appreciated the fact that my little sisters know me and like understand that I wasn't doing anything bad.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, but I don't have any enemies, and that's really like there's a part of me that's really happy about that. You know what I mean? Because like you just going on like Facebook or Instagram, you have all these memes about having haters. Like you're like it's hard for me to think about having haters like that, like to that because I don't have any. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like it's really different, a really different like mindset to be in.
Well, if you guys haven't figured out already, our topic today is positive mindset. And what was the other one again?
How your environment shapes your reality.
Yes.
We just dove right in on that.
Yeah, we just kind of just jumped in and dropped the mic. And
Yeah, I'm
I
not gonna
guess
drop
no.
this thing. It's probably
Yeah.
expensive.
I guess now we'll get into full detail.
hey, you know, there's everybody struggles. So, I mean, like, I guess let's just talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, from what you said earlier, you know, before the cast, I'm just like, whoa, what?
Yeah. So
You don't have to give full details though.
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
It's a lot. So I'm trying to summarize it just so I can simplify it. So, long story short, towards the end of December, like before Christmas, a week before Christmas, I got fired from my job,
Yeah.
and it was a very humbling experience. You know, I had to basically like scratch around for extra cash, find all these temp jobs, and like
Mhm.
be able to pay rent. So
Yeah.
I've been kind of doing that, and it really is. It makes a huge difference that I'm surrounded by like my best friends that are so positive and like they challenge my understanding of what a friend is and how a friend is supposed to talk to you, how a friend's supposed to treat you.
Mhm.
Like they've challenged my concepts because like, you know, I don't know, through experiences you begin to like have certain perceptions of how people are. And like when you come across somebody who's total opposite of that, it's
Yeah.
like, whoa. Like that's kind of inspiring. Like that part of you is really moving. Like I want to have some of that in me. Like how do I get to that level?
Mhm.
You know, like I have a really close, there's 3 people that are really close to me that I really value. It's my friend Ray, Sierra, and Brandon.
Mhm.
And 2 of them are my roommates. And Ray is somebody that I've been dancing with for about like 3-4 years now.
Yeah.
But other than that, he's just I consider him like my best friend because like bro, he's so positive, it's like annoying.
Mhm.
Like and please don't take that the wrong. It's like I mean that in a funny way. Like sometimes he'll just say some shit and it's like, bro, shut up. And then something will happen. Like he does this thing where he always finds like money on the ground or somebody's really dope glasses when we're at a festival. Like
Yeah.
good shit just happens to him and it's hilarious because we're all like, bro, how does all this shit just, you know, like get to you? And it's just really moving because all he does is show love to and appreciation and gratitude to people. You know, like you can learn from people like that.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree.
Yeah, I mean, hanging out with you guys, you know what I mean? Like this podcast is the theme of your guys' podcast is very positive. I mean, other than our conspiracy episode, like everything is about, like everything is about empowering yourself how to be better in life, basically relationships, so it's just, for me, it's very moving to be surrounded by that, because ultimately when you get to a point like where I am right now, that's all you have to cling on to.
Yeah.
When your bank account's really low and, you're worried about, I don't even know where the next month's rent's coming from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you learn to let go and you cling on to the good things, like sometimes shit just happens and it's like, it's like all good stuff. Some of it takes time. Like if you just let it take its course, and that's what I'm learning right now, is just letting everything take its course. Because in the week, like coming up to this, like working for basically a month with all these temp jobs, I've been like, man, I was down on myself.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, I got set up for 2 interviews today that I did. Yeah. And then I got 2 more interviews from. So I applied at U.S. Bank because I have an extensive banking background. It's good money. I did 2 interviews at this one branch, but they never called me back. So I was kind of like hurt. Yeah. And then some other lady from a different branch called me today and was like, hey, that branch couldn't hire you, unfortunately, but they told me so many good things about you. We wanna set you with an interview as soon as possible.
Nice.
Hey.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's like, and then I got another offer from like an application I did as soon as like I got fired from another dispensary. I kept calling them. I stopped because they basically, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And they called me today and they were like, hey, we really want you. We're sorry. We just going through a lot of shit. And like, I really have to stop doubting stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I really have to get doubt out of your system, please. Like, it's so bad for you. And literally, like, the moment today, I was just in my bed. I just did the interview, and I was like, man, something doesn't feel right. Like, all this stuff is still going. I still don't know where this money's coming from. And I was just feeling so ungrateful and unappreciative. And then here comes this phone call that changes my day to what it is now. So it just, you gotta take little moments like that and really like pay attention to, and I'm just speaking for me, the frequencies and the vibrations and the energy that is coming towards you. Like, what are you accepting? What are you rejecting?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I guess this probably just tie it back into like what Javon, that podcast with Javon, but like, and like listening to what you've gone through, it's honestly, it's just a mindset. Like if you're downtrodden and you're like, oh man, like this is not gonna work. This is like I can't find this. I can't do that. Yeah. Like you're putting out that energy, and there's this like theory out there that states that, or it's called The Secret, that whatever energy you put out, like that will come back to you twofold. So if you're putting out negative energy, you're not gonna get good news. You're gonna get bad news. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So the secret to living is essentially is to just have that positive mindset. Like, don't worry about like, where things are coming from, how things are gonna work out. Like, hustle, but make sure that you always have a positive mindset. Like, I may not have gotten it today, but tomorrow there's always another day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think back in the day, I had a terrible mindset. I'm like, oh man, like negative this, negative that, negative that, and I've always like looked down on like, I was like, man, like why is it always me? Like, why can't I get good stuff? And then I just changed my mindset. I was like, you know what? Like, I ain't gonna stress about it. I ain't even worried about it. I'm happy. Yeah. Like this is cool. Like, we're gonna take it this direction. Yeah. And like my friends at work, they're like, dude, you're always positive. And I'm like, yeah, because there's what's the point of being negative about something? Exactly. Like you can't be negative about something. You always gotta come in with positivity, because everything around you will shift into that like, I don't know what it is, but like your aura will like, have you ever watched Dragon Ball Z? You know what I'm saying? Like that aura, like,
Super Saiyan.
Your Super Saiyan will like
your key.
Yeah, people feel it.
Yeah.
And I honestly believe that the world feels it too. Whether you want to call it higher power or whatever.
Right. Like, energy is so real.
It's powerful, dude.
It's so real. So it's funny you're talking about this. I wish I could shout out the Instagram channel, and I apologize, but I just follow so many like inspiring people and like woke channels. Yeah. There was this guy yesterday, and I was watching this like 5 minute video. He was just explaining like the difference between cause and effect and causing the effect.
Ooh, I think I've seen that.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
just like, bro, just say that to yourself and let it sink in. Like, think about how powerful that is.
Mhm.
And like the way he explained it was like, cause and effect is what you can detect physically,
Yeah.
and causing the effect. And he explains it in like a metaphysical sense, like the positive energy, the mindset, the stuff that you don't see, the stuff that's unquantifiable,
Mhm.
you can't measure. And he was just basically explaining how strong that is and how, that might I wish I could remember the Instagram channel, but it was just so moving. Like, it's true, man. Like, it's just respond to the energy, respond to the positive stuff that's going your way, and like give the same, reciprocate it. I guess that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So what kind of things do you guys do to keep your positive mindset going? Or like what rituals or whatever?
I light all these candles. No, just
Yeah,
kidding.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's a good question though. I feel like it's different for everybody,
Yeah.
right?
Do you guys wanna let's go around. Wanna start it off?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, the obvious one would be dance, right? Because that's my main thing. That's my passion. So that's the most therapeutic, I guess, thing to me. Second would be, for me, just being out in nature, bro. Like, sometimes I just go to the park and like just be in silence, bro. Like, silence is so powerful, especially when you're out in nature. Like, I'm not talking about like being in your room and like, it's just different when you're
Mhm.
out there because the energy is different. Like, you're one with nature. And I'm a big proponent on paying attention to the natural stuff,
Yeah.
because the world we live in today takes us away more and more. Every single thing takes us away more and more from the natural world. And like, it's the most important thing, bro. Like, everything we ever needed came from this earth naturally. This planet, or whatever you want to call this place that we live on, literally grows food and grows life. Everything we ever needed. And we have all this artificial bullshit that
Yeah.
is drowning our world in the wrong way. You know what I mean? So, the other thing that kind of helps me is, again, I like to hang out with, those people, because they're always encouraging, and they always talk about good stuff. Like, what's the good stuff that happened in your day? They don't like, whenever someone's being negative, we're like, not with that energy. We joke about it,
Yeah.
because we just like good vibes, good music. So for me, and then recently, like, meditating.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about like where you invited me, and that was wonderful, by the way. Shout outs to Javon. That was a wonderful experience. And we've been doing something like that at home, where we use the bowls and we meditate. But
Nice.
when
I saw that snap.
yeah,
Yeah.
with the water, right?
With
That
the
was
water,
cool.
yeah.
But even when I say meditate, I'm not even talking about that. I'm just like, even sitting in your car for 5 minutes and just turn that music off and just breathe and just
Yeah.
have a moment to yourself. You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
powerful.
yeah.
Reflection.
Sometimes, like, before an interview, or like maybe I'm on break or something, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
or maybe I just got home, or I just parked my car, and maybe I don't want to go inside the house yet.
Yeah.
I just need a moment I just need 2 minutes to, and like, sometimes that's all you need, bro.
That's
To turn
all
your
you
day
need.
around. Please, like, try it. Please try it. Sometimes, like,
It works in all situations.
Yeah.
Like, whether you're mad, whether you're sad, whether you're
yep.
I mean, if you're happy, do it. Like,
Yeah.
you just
Yeah.
like a few minutes in your day just to reflect upon, like, and the thing is, you don't you think about like the negative stuff that's happened in your life, but then you also, for me, what I do is I think about those negative things, right? But I try to turn it around. I try to be like, okay, well, these are the negative things that are happening to me right currently, and like, I'll think about whether or not I'll be able to solve it. If I can't solve it, what can I do to just, to turn that negative into a positive? Normally, I'm just like, you know what, like, negativity is something that I don't,
It's
nobody
just
needs
useless.
it. Yeah, it's
There's no
useless.
like,
Like,
what are you gonna do with it, bro?
like, oh, you got beef with me? Oh, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I wish I could do something about that. Like, let's
Yeah,
talk
we're
about
too
it.
old to be beefing, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we're too old to be
It is. To be honest, it's just like, I'd rather be in an atmosphere where everything's just like calm and like I'm just trying to have a good time, you know? And
And lift everyone up, man.
yeah,
Stop
no,
putting people down. Lift everybody up,
there
dude.
shouldn't be a need. I mean, like if things don't go your way, brush it off because you know
Yeah.
what? Like what are
Yeah.
you, a child?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna be mad that like you didn't get your way. Sometimes I'll think about it, I'm like, and I'll get mad at myself at first, and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
man, like didn't go my way. Well, then like the first person I usually like get upset about is myself, and I'm like, I'll let that stuff happen.
Yeah.
But like you just breathe in,
Yep.
let it out, the energy out, and like don't even think about it.
If anyone needs to hear this, if maybe you're having a rough day right now, literally like a bad 2 hours at work does not mean the rest of your day is going to be like that. Please listen to what I just said. A bad 5 minutes, a bad 15 minutes of your day doesn't, the rest of your day does not have to be like that.
Yeah,
And I'm guilty of it, you know, and that's why like I'm trying to get this message across, because I have days like that too, but like just push through it. Like, because you ruminating about all the negative stuff and like surrounding yourself, and it's a choice. When you're in that, when you're in that mindset, it's a choice.
it's a choice.
It's a choice. You're choosing to be negative. You're choosing to doubt yourself. So it's
and
like,
it sucks because you're taking time that you can be using for other things.
Right.
It's like, look, I got like if you really got all that time to be like thinking about that negativity, you got all that time to be thinking about something positive and go and do
Exactly.
it. And if it's not going your way, go do something that does go your way. You know,
You gotta be mindful with what you consume too.
yeah.
So
Absolutely.
like all the media that you consume,
Yeah.
like it's cool if you wanna be entertained and watch all this fun videos and all that.
Yeah.
But for me, I like to watch a lot of podcasts, like video,
Mhm.
video form, anything that is. For me, I dedicate probably like 2 to 3 hours a day just watching like something that I could learn
Just
from.
absorbing. Yeah, dude. It's so
Yeah.
important. Man.
Doesn't matter what it is. Any self improvement stuff, I dedicate at least a few hours a day
Yeah.
just trying to
Yeah.
consume that.
I kind of want to add to that, because ultimately, dude, that's how I got to where I am. You know,
Yeah.
because like when you get out, when you stop going to school, like, I don't know, for me at least, like I came to a point where I felt the need to seek out new information. Like,
Yeah.
I felt stupid because I was like, bro, I need to do something to like keep absorbing new information, whether it's, you know, animal documentaries or other type documentaries, or just like researching
Yeah.
online. You know, like the internet is so powerful, and like this is the thing that people don't get. Like it's like it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
They use it against us, but we can use it against them. Like
Yeah.
you can use it for literally anything you want. There's motherfuckers that are reacting to videos on YouTube, and that's how they make a living. Like the internet is such a powerful tool, and it's filled with information that is accessible to everybody. It's one of the things that bringing down the world of politics right now, because there's leaks everywhere. There's information everywhere. That's why all that stuff is so crazy. But back to what JERiCK was saying, like I went through this phase where I was basically seeking information, because to me, truth is positivity,
Yeah.
right? Truth is enlightenment. I look at truth as enlightenment, and it is positive, because like you kind of relate lies into something negative, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
That's kind of like a general thing. So like me going through my journey and like digging up all this information and like learning all about how much we're tied into the old, like our old world is so tied into our world right now.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that people don't realize. It's like, why is the Australian fire such a big deal?
Mhm.
You know, because it's literally like an entire continent on fire. Same thing with the Amazon. Like all that stuff affects our entire world. There's all the animals, all those lives are being taken away. There's all that energy. There's all these people's lives that are changing because earthquakes, tornadoes, like all these different energies are going on. You know what I mean? Like it's very distracting, and this is so powerful. So like what JERiCK was saying is like, what is your diet? What do you choose to absorb out of all that stuff that I just mentioned? what is the positive stuff that you pull in, and what is the stuff that you leave underneath the table, because there's really no point of focusing on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Well, some people get lost in, and it's also based on like what you're into. You know, some people eat up drama. It's like, bro, like,
that's true. Some people like it. Some
yeah,
people
they live
entertain themselves
in it, and it's
Yeah.
it. But the thing is, like, when you if that's your thing, cool,
Yeah,
no doubt. But
to each his
don't
own.
yeah, to each your own. But don't bring it out into reality, because nobody, like, you also got to be mindful of what the things that you consume should be only meant to be for you. You know, you don't want to spread that out to other people unless they're into that too. Then you can find other people who are like minded. You
Yeah.
know, like, I was reading JERiCK's post where, you know, you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
obviously, like, if you're interested in the same type of stuff and those people aren't interested in the same type of stuff, like, you're gonna grow.
Yeah.
But if they're interested in like things that you're not interested in, and you're either gonna pick up what they're interested in, or you're gonna be like pretty much like
Yeah.
you're gonna be like that like you're either gonna grow or you're gonna like regenerate back
Yeah.
down to you know, whatever negativity.
Yeah,
is being
your
brought upon
diet
you.
is more than what you eat,
yeah
right? It's
yeah
everything
absolutely
else.
yeah,
so-
absolutely
Yeah, because like if you really think about it, let's say let's just put it on fitness, right?
yeah
Let's say there's 5 of you guys eating out, and everybody's, you know, like into fitness and health stuff. So everybody's gonna obviously choose like the healthiest option.
yeah
And then you're sitting there like you're the last person to order. I'm like, I can't be the only one to be like eating
Terrible.
crap, you know? So you would probably kind of
Right.
not necessarily force yourself, but you're more inclined to order something healthy. And I think it's the same as just being around. Like for me, I just said 5, but like it's just like it doesn't matter what the number is,
it's
but
the average.
yeah, you're still the average of who you hang out with.
Yeah
Yeah.
And with that, you can always have different groups of friends. Like I said this in the podcast before. I have different groups of friends for different things.
Yeah.
I have business friends. I
Business
have
friends, yep.
all this meditation, mindfulness, wellness friends.
Consciousness, yeah.
And then I have friends that sometimes I just want to, photography friends,
Yeah.
whatever,
Just
creatives.
artistic motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And then there are some friends that I just, you know, like if I want to just mess around and get drunk, and
yeah.
I call those guys up, like have fun.
yeah
Yeah. Hey, let's get a beer, dude.
Yeah, exactly. And like there's certain moments that you just, you know, draw into that.
yeah you're pretty much like you're building yourself up with those people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think also with that sense, knowing that you should be also learning to challenge yourself as well. Like, you know, you need to see you have your own perspective. What if your perspective is not that, you know, is not right? So you got to challenge it and be like, oh, okay. Like, people normally tend to they tend to go to things that they agree with, or people agree with them. They always, when someone has a problem, they already know the answer, but they're going to other people to validate that answer.
Right.
I think the thing that I learned the most from like having those moments is that, like, seeking somebody who views things differently from you and understanding that view, like, is powerful. I always call out my homie Justin. He's probably listening to this podcast right now. He's probably gonna hit me up after this. But anyways, you know, like, I have a different view from him, and I will always call him, like, look, yo, this is what I'm thinking right now. He's like, dude, don't think like that. Like, maybe this is happening, maybe that is happening,
No.
and it just adds to the positivity.
Yeah.
Like you got to see things differently, and it changes your mindset, because you put yourself in a negative mindset.
Yeah.
It's a good way to put yourself into a positive mindset.
Yeah, like like at some point in time, like as we grow up, and this is, you know, for the younger folks, like when there's a certain part of life that you get to, and you basically realize you have to create your own reality.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean by your diet is more than just what you eat, because in social, just take Instagram for example. What channels are you following? Right? Are you, so out of all the people out of the 2,000 or 1,000 IG channels that you follow, how many of those are people who are inspiring others?
Oh,
How many of those are people who have positive messages?
Yeah.
Right now, how many of those are booty twerking IG channels.
Come
How
on,
many, you know what I mean? Like
everybody
how
has that.
how many of those are like kind of dirty memes? How many of those, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
what are you feeding your mind?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I
what
think
what
about
is
that all the time too.
you know, what is this intaking? Because honestly, like with most of your insecurities, your problems, like bro, just dig in. Like everything you need is literally here and here already. It's
Yeah.
already there. Like you just gotta find it in. You just gotta tune in and literally realize that it's already everything is within.
And you gotta figure out what works for you too. Some people like to read. I hate reading, so I'm not gonna read.
That's what podcasts is for.
Yeah,
That's what
so-
this is for, right?
Yeah, that's why I listen to podcasts or watch YouTube videos. Those
Or
are
audio.
like,
Do you ever listen to like those audiobooks?
no, because I'm cheap.
It's honestly like it is a cheap way of like not in that sense, but it's kind of like an easy way of not reading because you just
Yeah.
kind of listen
Yeah,
to
yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just never really bought an audiobook because maybe one of these days if something really will entice me to buy an audiobook, then I probably will.
Yeah.
But
I might start doing that. Actually, thinking about it now.
I mean,
Get an
for
audiobook.
me, like I have like a lot of podcasts I still gotta like listen to, so I feel like that's
Gotcha.
good enough for me for now.
By the way, I know I mentioned this on the last episode that I was on. I forgot I wanted to share. I think I talked to you about this. I just want to share it with I feel like this is the perfect episode to talk about it.
Yeah.
So on New Year's, I finally was able to experience DMT. And
Oh snap!
bro, it was like there's not even a word to describe how beautiful that experience was, and that word alone is not enough to describe it. But so first of all, if you're not aware of what DMT is, just like look it up. It's a powerful psychedelic that's been used throughout time.
Mm-hmm.
Egyptians, Mayans, Aztecs, Olmecs, all that shit. Even in case you didn't know, America has pyramids too. But even our ancient civilization that they don't teach you about in school, but the ones in America, even they used it.
Yeah.
So it's a very powerful substance, and it's not something that you don't do it to get high. You don't do it. It's not for
It's not for pleasure.
Right. That's the word I'm looking for. I guess it's not for like casual consumption, right?
Yeah.
So because it is very powerful. And you know, I've been laughing because I watch all these interviews. I listen to Joe Rogan, and when he has the scientists and the archaeologists talk about psychedelics and DMT, and they always sort of describe it as you feel like your soul is leaving your body, or you go through this crazy experience. And brother, like, I can't make fun of them anymore because now that I experience it, I realize why it's funny because there's no way to describe the experience. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna just try my best to explain it. So the person who gave it to me is I mentioned Ray earlier, is one of his other best friends.
Yeah.
And DMT is something that hopefully you shouldn't have to buy if you are wanting to try this stuff. I hope that you shouldn't have to buy it because anyone with the right intentions will just like invite you and like share the experience with you.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be something that you had to pay for, right?
Mhm.
So that part itself is just beautiful. So I take this, I inhale, and brother, I kid you not, when I exhaled, you literally feel like your soul is leaving your body. As soon as you exhale, you feel it. I like closed my eyes and I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need to sit down. So I sat down and closed my eyes.
Yeah.
And then the visual started happening. And kind of a side note, the weird part is when you open your eyes while all of this is going on, like it's weird, like it overlaps with reality.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of weird because, you know, there was like 6 of us in just the living room. We were all chilling. So I opened my eyes because I just wanted to see what it was like, you know, just to open my eyes. And literally, like, my friends' faces were like melting in different directions. And so I just chose to like close my eyes. And what you see, like, there's not even a word. Like, you see sacred geometry like all over Instagram, right? It's that times like a million.
Yeah.
And there's all these colors that you never knew existed. And basically, everywhere I look, and I know my eyes were closed, but basically, anywhere you look while the trip's happening is just so colorful, man. Everything is so full of life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like the message that I got from it was I needed to understand and appreciate how beautiful every single thing is, no matter how little it is.
Yeah.
It could be a speck of dust and it's still filled with life and beauty and color. Like that was just such a powerful message that I got from the experience. And I just kind of wanted to share that with everybody because I've been kind of feeling like trying that would be part of my journey.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to share it because I know I mentioned it last time, but it was a very enlightening and beautiful, positive experience. There's no words to describe it. It's just such a beautiful experience. That's the best way I could put it.
I'm down to try it.
Dang. How long did it last though?
Oh, the trip's not. It's like 4 minutes.
Dang.
It's not very long, dude. Like, it's weird because he made me do it 3 times
Oh, for real?
in one day, but I didn't mind it because like you kind of want to like you get so
You're
curious
curious.
because you
Yeah.
bro like you literally see the psychedelic
Yeah.
realm or the other side of reality, whatever. Like, I sound crazy right now, but I kid you not. When you experience it, it's because your brain doesn't understand. There's no way for your brain to understand what you just saw. Like, there's no way your brain just made all that up in your eyes. You know what I mean? Like, when you experience it, you will understand why people who talk about DMT sound like they're crazy because there's no way to talk about it.
Mhm.
You know
Dang. Crazy. I heard you live like different lifetimes. You know what I'm saying?
what's up
I heard that like you live different lifetimes.
through
Like,
it?
Yeah. Like you live different lives. Like
Well, so I feel like I honestly feel like the realm is deeper, and
Yeah.
I've only seen not even the top layer
yeah.
because, bro. And the other thing that was really awesome about this experience is because obviously the homie asked me like, "Hey, how was your experience, man?"
Mhm.
And I told him, "Dude, that's the most beautiful thing that I've ever seen, that I've ever experienced."
Yeah.
All I saw was, I told him basically what I just told you guys, and he was like, "Dude, that's so awesome." Not everyone who takes DMT sees just light and positivity and love and colors. Like,
Yeah.
some people see bad shit, So like for you to see that means you have a good spirit. That means you have a good soul. And I was like, you know what I mean? So it made the
Dang,
experience
crazy.
even like more grounded for me because I was like, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be. It's a new year, and I literally have been like studying up on this, and I finally get to experience it. And I didn't plan for this. This just like happened.
Yeah.
He just happened to be over, and he just happened to have it. You know what I mean? Like,
It's awesome, dude. Yeah.
Part of it.
I'm down to try it.
yeah,
It's
I
part of
gotta
the journey,
introduce
man.
you to the homie, man.
We'll do it in the podcast.
Yeah, but, like, please, like, I don't, like when you do take that stuff, just treat it with respect. It's not a drug. You don't take it for pleasure, like I said, but just respect it when you do it.
Dude. I mean, I think in all sense, respect everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Respect your journey.
Sorry. The Kinja,
Yeah.
Kinja.
fear none.
Yeah. I just
Or-
became more grateful, bro. Like, I just didn't realize how unappreciative I was of even the smallest things. And
Yeah.
that just like brought it to like, it was like, hey, this is our message. So
That sounds awesome, man.
I'm glad.
One of these days that will come across me at some point.
If it comes across your path, like
yeah.
Yeah, it's been this year has been crazy, and it's only been what, like 2 weeks of 2020. Yeah, it's been life changing for me for sure. Yeah, I met so many different people in the last month, dude. It's crazy. So we'll see where it takes me.
would it just be because like you're putting your energy out there? You think?
Probably. You know, it's funny. I'm gonna relate this back to the breakup that I recently had.
Yeah.
Because during that breakup, I didn't really understand it, right? I mean,
Mhm.
obviously, I was heartbroken and
Right.
all that.
Still going through.
Like it gave me more time that I didn't have before.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously, I gave a lot of my time to
Right.
her, and
Sure.
all this opportunity has like opened up for me because I basically am not trying to say that it was a bad influence or anything like that, but I think it was just a way of the universe kind of just giving me a different route to take. And all of this opportunities, all these people that I met recently, they're like awesome people, dude. I've learned a lot, and I think I'm actually gonna invite a lot of them in the podcast. So
That's
hopefully,
awesome, man. That's
you guys
awesome.
will get to see them and listen to these people, dude. They're amazing.
Watch their journey.
But
hear
see,
their
like
journey.
JERiCK is an example of what we're talking about. Like he's attracting that energy, so like all these different artists are like drawn to him for the same reason.
Yeah.
That's kind of the essence of what we're talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I
good for
think
you,
you.
man. That's
Yeah,
fucking
you just
awesome.
gotta be you just gotta be positive, dude. What really worked for me, I for some reason, because I thought it was in my mind, I thought it was like wasting time, like sitting down watching all this videos. Like, what am I doing like at home for like 3 to 5 hours just watching all these videos, right?
Yeah.
But then at the same time, it's like a part of the
What led to that moment?
self development. Because for me, since I hate reading, so I'm not gonna read.
Yeah.
So my way of like developing is watching videos, listening to all these podcasts, and if you think about it, if you're learning 3 to 5 hours a day, like how is that gonna help you in your,
Mm-hmm.
and like the more time you put in, the more you get.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like going to the gym. Like if you go 5 times a week or you go one times a week,
Yeah.
just totally up to you.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
train your brain, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Train your brain.
Hey, that should be on a shirt. Train your brain.
Train your brain. There you go. That's the brand, man.
Oh, dude, that's the title of the
Shit.
podcast. Train your brain.
It's a lame ass
Copyright. No, I'm just
podcast
kidding.
title, but that'd be a cool shirt though.
That'd be cool.
I know.
Yeah.
Train your brain.
Train the
It's a
brain.
good.
I mean, technically, that's what you do when you listen to podcasts,
Yeah.
listen to other people, listen to other people's stories. Like, you just don't know until you like you listen upon, because in reality, you're kind of comparing yourself to other people, right?
Yeah.
And you're trying to figure out where in this life you are on your journey, and if you feel like, if you don't feel like you're doing anything with your journey, the world will definitely do something to shake that up and show you. I mean, like it might be a breakup, it might be like losing work. It could be anything.
The universe is funny, man.
The universe is funny.
The universe is funny.
Yeah, I mean, the journey has not even like we're like not even at our peak.
Yeah.
We're at this is like in my mind, like I feel like I always feel like I'm always learning something different. Like okay, this is what I've done in the past. Like this is what I'll do different next time. Like this, if this is truly the path that I want to take, then this is what I'm gonna do. And I think that it speaks out to everybody's journey as well, because like you have to fight for it. You have to think about like the things you do, the things that make you happy, and you got to understand yourself more than you understand anybody else. Because some people say they understand themselves, but they don't.
Yeah.
You learn things.
Yeah.
You literally like something crazy happens in your life. You're just like, oh man, I didn't even know I could like do this.
Right.
But you can.
That whole living in the moment thing is so powerful, because
It's
you
powerful.
really should, because like, bro, you could plan shit out years, months ahead,
Yeah.
and something will happen you don't have a choice. It's
Yeah.
gonna change everything you planned. It's gonna change everything that you thought you had under control. It's just
Yeah.
it's gonna flip your world upside down, and then you're gonna be like,
I think what it is that people inherently people love control.
mhm.
And they love to control like the things around them, the things that they do. Like obviously you have control, but when like you suddenly lose control, like your world changes.
Yeah.
And if you just let go of the control, if you just let it go
Right.
and let like the world flow around you,
Exactly.
like
If you let go of the control and you understand where the flow takes you,
yeah,
that's literally like what you should be doing, because you are part of something that's bigger, where
Yeah.
everything is connected, and you need to flow with it instead
Yeah.
of trying to control it, because no one controls it.
Yeah.
It's just
Flow
everything
like
is a
water, my friend.
everything is a reaction, right? Everything is a reaction of something.
thanks Bruce Lee. You know what I'm saying?
Be
It's
like
true, though.
Be
Be
like
my
water.
friend.
Be like water. But I mean, if you really think about
Obviously.
it, that like people say that Bruce Lee said that, like
Be
They've been
formless,
saying that shit
shapeless.
for like a long, long time, dude.
yeah, and nobody listens, or no, at least
I mean,
nobody
only a few.
truly like takes a moment to understand, because
Bruh.
we're so like we're distract ourselves from that reality because we're distracting ourselves with the things that we love. And just
Right.
once again,
Right.
like people are always on their phone. People are always like, but if you put that down, if you take a moment to like meditate and stuff,
Oh man.
that's like a pure form of like letting the world flow around you. It's a beautiful thing.
But not even that. Not even. Just think about this. What is besides blinking your eyes? What is the most natural rhythmic thing that you do?
Breathing,
Breathe.
bro.
So why wouldn't you want to be good at it? Why wouldn't you want to be able to have more control over your breath? Why wouldn't you want to be
Are we
able? Why wouldn't you want to be good at the essence of life, dude? Like
Yeah.
the essence of life is. Like, why wouldn't you want to be good at that? Why
You
wouldn't
gotta
you
be
just
Demon
spend
Slayer
time
out
doing
here.
it?
You know
I've
what I'm saying?
actu-
Have you seen that anime? Have you seen that anime? Demon Slayer? Basically, like they get their pure power from like breathing techniques. It's just like, and then they suddenly they're powerful as hell. I'm like, oh, man,
Everybody has different breathing techniques.
yeah, different breathing techniques. It's
Oh.
crazy. It's a good anime, but like it also like even from an anime, you're just like, oh, like what Rafi said, like it's just breathing.
Yeah.
That's it. Like you
I've
gotta be
actually
master
been
of
doing
that.
a lot of that recently too. Sometimes when I feel stress, I just do like a couple breathing exercise, and it kind of makes me like calm down a little bit and come back to reality instead of just being mad at the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I meant by just like sitting in your car and just literally taking deep breaths, bro. Like it could help so much.
Yeah, just let it's basically the key to letting go.
Yeah.
To letting go of everything that
Can
you're
I use
trying
a
to take
stupid
control of.
example?
Go for it.
So my Rockets lost yesterday. I was so pissed. But I just, like,
That's why I don't watch sports anymore, dude. Stress me out, man.
because like I hate it when your favorite player is playing well and then the team loses. It's just like But I don't know. Like I'm crazy about basketball, bro. Like if you were to ask me today what my current obsession was, that's because I just love basketball. But yeah, bro, just breathe. Sometimes you just need like 2 or 3 deep breaths.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everything, in all honesty, like everything around you is going like
Yup.
so fast. You don't understand, like like your mind is basically like a supercomputer, and you take out all this information, but if you let that information just sit for a quick minute, like you're gonna be super in tune. I think like I've been super nerdy this whole episode, but this is how.
I like where you're going. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna add on to what Christian is saying. Think of your body as a battery,
Hey,
and meditating is a form of recharging.
exactly. You just need to let go of that stuff. Some people just gotta breathe.
Bruh, I realized too, like this summer,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. When I go hiking this summer, I'm gonna make sure that there's certain hikes that I do where I'm just by myself and I don't bring a speaker.
You shouldn't be bringing a speaker. To be honest, it's nature.
Bro, okay.
Bro, why you hiking with a speaker?
Some of my friends can't hike without a speaker.
No, get out of here.
But I'm like, bro, isn't the whole point of coming here to get away from that so you can enjoy nature in silence in the natural setting?
Yeah, that's the most
you know what
beautiful
I'm
part
saying?
about nature. Nature will make its own music. You just gotta tune in and listen to it.
I know Disney Plus is like a hot thing right now. If you have Disney Plus, there's this documentary about the Grand Canyon that
Yeah.
please go watch it. It's kind of talking about what we were just
Yeah.
talking about. Like, please go check that out.
No,
It's
is
really,
it just like sounds of the nature?
no, but there's these guys. They basically make it a mission to cross the entire Grand Canyon
Yeah,
without bringing any, with it being as natural as possible. Like literally,
Yeah.
they were drinking the water from the Grand Canyon, and
Yeah.
they went through days where they couldn't find water because you can't just trek down all the way down there and get water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but they emphasize on the importance of leaving the Grand Canyon the way it was. It's
Mhm.
meant to be appreciated in silence. It's meant to be appreciated as this massive collection of rocks. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And
Yeah.
like there's history there. There's, they've found treasure from Egypt and China, and you know what I mean? Like there's a lot. And like they were showing basically this like rich ass business that takes helicopters over the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
So like it takes away from the experience because now there's a business about bringing 100 helicopters a day or whatever.
It sucks. Like,
Right. So now you're driving animals away. Now it's not natural
It's
because
not natural.
the site, it throws off the natural rhythm of
Yeah.
that place.
Even like those I don't know those safari zones in Africa where it's just like enjoy nature in a cage
Yeah.
while all these animals around you who
It's
are
so
also
much
in a
better than
bigger
the zoo,
cage.
but I got you.
It's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
better than a zoo,
Yeah.
but still, it's just like
You know, really
you.
a natural setting.
I mean, obviously, you don't want to get tracked down
Attacked
by
by-
by a
animals.
huge lion or something, but
yeah.
still, like it's you're not like in that moment. And you know what the beautiful thing about nature is? It's the music that it creates. Like sometimes, like in my whole house, I'll be sleeping in my room, right? And like sometimes, it's been windy like these past couple of days, dude. That wind is such a beautiful sound to me. It's just like if it hits a certain like corner, or if it hits like a certain thing correctly, it just makes this like like it's like you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
makes like a whistle,
Yeah.
and to
Like a
me,
singing bowl.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it just, to me, it's just, first and foremost, yeah, it's very calming, it's very
Have
meditative.
you ever heard of one of those singing bowls?
Oh yeah, no, my roommates have one, and
I should have brought mine.
you should have. Oh man, you missed out.
Oh, dude, like when we did the water thing, I lost my shit. I was like, I told you, vibrations real, frequencies are real.
Dude, it's good. It's just, but like to be able to listen and tune in to nature in that
Oh, yeah.
sense, like it's therapeutic for sure.
Dude, I can't wait to bring my singing bowl. Like, I'm gonna literally hike to a nice ass summit, sit down, meditate, and have
Yeah.
the singing bowl with me. Like, bro, that's gonna be so fucking awesome.
Yeah, if
I'm
the
like-
weather wasn't like,
I know, I can't wait.
I wanted
till all this
I wanted to
snows.
go like to this one place that I've been thinking about going to this weekend, just to like be part of nature. And damn it, like
It's kind of
this
sad,
weather-
dude. Like, I was at Oxnard Park and like everything was, because it's fall. You
Yeah.
know, it's like everything's dead. I'm like, I was looking forward to so much green, and I forgot it was fucking fall. And I was like, well, so
In
much for
winter?
it's winter,
Or
bro.
winter, yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
But like the main reason for hikes, like you literally sit there, you'll see a waterfall. All you hear is that whooshing, that
Mhm.
rush of the waterfall, or you're walking next to a creek and you hear that's like the babble of like the world is talking to you. And
Bro, animals communicate through like
Yeah.
little chirps and little sounds. A lot of it we don't even hear because
Yeah.
we're not in tune. You know, like
I think, and I think it's just and that's why, bringing it back to the podcast is like, if you don't like tune in, if you're always like tuning into like all this negativity, the media, or whatever's happening, like right now it's that World War III thing, that World War III craze that's going on in the world. It's just like none of that matters. If we get into war, we get into war. Like you're gonna have to like consume it one day, but
Right.
in the moment, none of that. None of
Yeah,
that
like
stuff
why
matters.
worry about
yeah.
Yeah.
a lot of things if it's not even happening?
Tune into the right stuff. Stop tuning into
Yeah.
tuning into your TV.
Yeah, tune into like a Yo Track It podcast.
Yeah, that too. Hell yeah.
Let's talk about some nonsense. You know what I'm saying?
But on a serious note, but like tune into yourself, tune into your energy, tune into the stuff that you don't pay attention to because maybe you need to.
Yeah. So I followed Megan Batoon on
Have a picture
on
of her.
Instagram. Talking about like
Yeah. Yeah.
who you follow, and her being a creative. Like 2 years ago, I think she had this New Year's resolution, and one of them is just like to drive without music. In my mind, during that time, I was like, that's dumb. I was like, sorry, Megan, if you're listening, but if you are, holy crap, thank you. But anyways, that during that time, I'm just like, that's dumb. Like, why would you want to do that? And then one day I was like, it's just like, it was in my mind. I was like, why do you want to drive without music? It's like so boring.
I do that sometimes because sometimes I get like ear fatigue
yeah.
when everything, because I always have like music, or when I'm editing videos, always
yeah.
music on and blah blah blah. Sometimes I just need quiet.
Yeah. No, I get it now. It's like because just like we were explained earlier about how you gotta listen to nature and all that stuff. It's so meditating. You're in the car. There's no music. Maybe you're hearing the creak of your car. You're hearing like the motor running or cars passing by. Just like this like urban jungle around you that you didn't even like realize that you live in. Like people are going so fast, and you start thinking about things. You start thinking about yourself, where you are in this world, and like I think that's such a beautiful thing. Another way of meditation.
It's so interesting that you brought this up because, bro, so many times I've driven to my destination
Yeah.
And not until I get there that I realize, holy shit, I didn't have music on.
Yeah.
Like, bro, there's so many things going on in my brain sometimes. Like, I literally get to places I'm like, I didn't play one song. Literally plug this shit in, and was I just having a conversation with myself this entire time? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I think it's just calming, to be honest. It's just like,
yeah. I mean,
know?
some of that, some of my what I was talking about when it happened to me, some of it is negative, but
Yeah.
most of it is just like me just talking to myself and just tuning in. You know what I mean? Like,
and I think also like you just everything becomes more you just notice things more. You know, like you suddenly get the superpower of like, oh, okay, oh, there's a person crossing the street. Oh, there's a bird flying. It's those things that you don't notice is because you're distracted from
right.
somebody singing or and the same thing with nature. Well, why would you want to bring music out there? You're gonna miss out on that squirrel that's
Yeah.
and maybe that's like a rare ass squirrel. You just don't know. Maybe,
Although maybe I need to scare off a bear or something. So
I don't. Yeah, and yeah,
No, but
that makes sense.
yeah.
But that's like if I see a bear for sure, I'm gonna bust out the tunes.
No, but I'm just gonna make it a mission, bro, because like I realize like because I haven't been able to hike because it's so cold. And
Yeah.
I'm
You just
like,
gotta be mindful.
you have to be.
Yeah.
You have to be.
I can't be hiking with music all the time. Like I have to,
Can't.
And when we went on that hike, that's kind of when I was like, bro, like I haven't had a hike like this in a while because every time, the last few times, like I've always had people who just blasted music.
Yeah.
And when we went on that walk, bro, like it was just us. We were just talking,
Yeah.
and I was like, bro, like that was so calming.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're. I feel like especially if you're hiking with your friends. Me and JERiCK and my brother, we used to walk the marina all the time, right?
Yeah.
And like, I feel more in tune, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get to listen to my, my friends and my brother, like to be able to like understand and what's going on in their lives and stuff, just to catch up and to like just be in that moment. Now, if there was music, I'd probably be like, oh shit, this song is like, cool.
Yeah.
Start dancing, and like I start like messing around, doing all that stuff.
I mean, there's a time and place for everything. So like sometimes,
Oh,
you wanna walk around with music on, like that's cool too.
Yeah.
But you just gotta.
You got to understand that there's a lot of distractions, and music can be one of them.
Yeah.
Even though music is very powerful in
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah, but in that setting, what is your goal? Is your goal?
Yeah. It
to
depends
actually
on
hike?
your goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is your goal to have fun, or is your goal to go on this hike to actually relax because you need to? Because
Yeah.
if that's
Yeah.
the case, you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
music
Because
with
if you just want to have fun, go do whatever.
you.
Yeah, I feel it.
Anyways, is there any last words? Final
You
final
guys
take
first.
from whatever we talked about today.
You guys first.
Oh well, I
Oh, you're
mean,
gonna drop the mic on us,
oh
huh?
snap! You got some knowledge.
No.
You got some inspiration.
He wrote some quotes down.
Hey.
You remember you're gonna end it with that word?
Oh
Or-
yeah,
or
that
that
quote
phrase?
from earlier.
Oh snap! Well, I mean, I guess to tie it into the
Well,
Well,
No, we'll have
well,
Christian go first.
Rafi's getting ready over here. Just be mindful. Mindful, I think, is one of the biggest things that you can be. Also, to just like don't think about the negativity. Always be positive. And if you don't think it's negative, but other people do think it's negative,
hey,
open
tune
your-
in more.
yeah. open your mind up to what they're looking at and understand their perspective, because maybe you're wrong. Like as human beings, we initially just want to be right. Like, no, I'm not wrong, you're wrong. Like type
Yeah, I
thing.
think it's just the ego.
The ego.
Sometimes
you gotta let that go.
The most beautiful lessons come from your mistakes, bro.
Ooh, you gotta
Oh yeah,
to be humble. I think it's the most
a lot of
beautiful
lessons come
I didn't
from
write
your
that
mistake.
down, by the way.
thing.
That wasn't it. That wasn't it.
written
Oh,
down.
okay. False alarm.
But I think for me, I think one of my goals for 2020 was to have to meet as many people as I can. And what I've been doing is like setting up all these coffee meetings with people, and so far it's been good. I've gotten a few, and I think just building connections with people,
Mhm.
I think that would be a good one too. And sometimes, I mean, you meet somebody and if their vibe doesn't match yours, then that's fine too. Like you don't
it's just a
necessarily have to, yeah.
It's just a different frequency, right? Doesn't mean it's
Yeah.
bad.
But normally you attract who you are. So like if you feel like you're not where you want to be, you should look into yourself and see.
Maybe there's something that needs to change.
Yeah, maybe there's something you need to change.
I guess I'll leave off with this. So throughout this podcast, we've been talking about paying attention, being aware, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being aware is such a powerful weapon, and being mindful and being aware is one. Tuning in, paying attention to different frequencies and energies, because you are surrounded by it. And the sooner you start paying attention to it, the sooner you begin to realize how it can work for you instead of you doubting it. Pay attention to people that you meet that are filled with happiness and gratitude, because I don't know, for me, like I want to be like those people. I want to be able to get to a point where that's the vibe that people get from me. You know what I mean? If you don't already. And I guess I'll leave off with this. It only takes a moment to change your perception.
Snaps. And also, we're gonna have Megan Batoon here in the podcast
What? No way.
someday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got excited as hell.
Mark, he's manifesting.
I'm saying it now. Megan,
Batoon?
welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Oh, maybe we could be on her podcast.
Yeah.
Because she has a podcast.
It was nice meeting you at World of Dance, by the way, and thank you for taking a picture. You probably know her.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this now. Episode 34. Megan Batoon will be on the podcast. I don't know when.
Dude,
but
I can't wait till
it
we
will.
have 1,000 episodes. That's gonna be so
Oh,
awesome.
man. If we got Megan Batoon on this episode. Oh, in one of our episodes. Whoo.
Yeah, that's it. Peace.
Later.